We have a trader who took out a loan to buy options. Someone lost his wife's pension while trading options. This trader lost $179,000 in 4 days and took a $50,000 loan to make it all back. And we have a trader who lost almost $3 million in just a year, so stick until the end. And we are starting off with an insane gain by Sergeant Gutter. He had limited funds, so he took a 2k loan to trade this week's volatility. Needless to say, it worked out alright. Well, in the past week he's up by 365% or $14,844.08, and his account is now worth $18,900.97. To be honest, his chart doesn't look that consistent, but I guess that's only normal when you make a highly regarded, or should I say brave, decision to not trade your own savings and instead take out a loan just so you can trade some options. How did he get the loan? Well, he applied for it last week online through his credit union bank. They didn't require the reason to use it field. It approved when he submitted it and processed by last Friday. Oh, and by the way, he has a 698 credit score. And we can see that even though he posted his gains, he didn't yet sell all of his positions. He still owns 3 SPY put options with a striking price at $395 and an expiration date on December the 30th, and 13 SPY puts with a striking price at $390 and expiration date on January the 20th of 2023. Normally I would feel sorry for him for not locking in his gains after screenshotting, but this Chad waited another day and sold his SPY puts with an expiration date on December the 30th, and now he's up by 518% or $18,145.90, and his account is now worth $21,646.67, and he's going to pay off that 2k loan and celebrate. Well, he still owns 13 SPY puts on which he's up by more than 11k, so hopefully he'll also lock in gains on this play. Huge respects to him for being smart enough to not mess this lucky play up. And if you thought that was a lonely case of a highly regarded trader, I'm sorry to disappoint you, because a trader by the name of Jam could be even more regarded. My wife gave me her pension and I lost it all. What do I tell her? Okay, so when I left an old job, I moved my £30,000 pension to a self-invest one, and I've doubled it over the last year. My wife heard about it, so left me to do the same with £18,000 of her old work pension. But I've lost about 90%. She's going to me. How can I recover this? Feels bad, but honestly it just amuses me how we have 2 traders that made a similar decision to trade other people's money, and one came out like a Chad and the other is looking for a job behind Wendy's. Otherwise, if he doubled his 30k to 60k and he didn't lose it all, he could just pay her off with his gains. But I have a feeling he lost his own gains with hers. But in his honest defense, he did warn her, and he lost most of the money because he bought into Bed Bath & Beyond when it was at $25. And there I was thinking he was a smart trader who turned 30k to 60k with strategy and discipline. I just don't get it. Why would you go all in with someone else's pension in a meme stock, which, let's be honest, is like gambling. And if that was not enough of bad decisions, he's asking what he can gamble her remaining money in to pay her back. I honestly can't tell if this guy is for real. Anyway, next up we have an insane gain by Rob132. He's asking what he should do with these gains, and honestly this must be one of the biggest gains I have ever seen. He's up by 37 cents. He's up by so much because he transferred the shares from a custodial account he had when he was 17 to his name, because it was always PITA when he needed to do something with his account. For some reason one share was able to transfer to him and the rest were held up. That one share was in a new account that didn't have drip enabled, so they had to send him a check for the dividends of one share, while the other shares reinvested as normal. He purchased these shares 20 years ago and he doesn't remember why. Probably because Intel was the CPU leader back then. Now when I read that, I thought damn, he must be up by a lot. But then I checked the stock and I was quite disappointed that since the lows of 2002, Intel rose by just around 74%. Still props to him for investing young and actually making some smart decisions. Next up we have an actual huge loss by Dad's Boy. He's asking how to fix this as he's down by 95% or $109,194.80 $2.18, and his position is now worth 5.6k. How did that happen? Well, he owns 2,302 shares of Fubo, which he bought at $49.85, which means he literally bought at the peak, and he was unlucky enough to buy in the 3 weeks of the stock price being that high, and now the stock is trading at around $2. I think I can safely say he FOMO'd into this stock, and as always, people in the comments provided some professional financial advice. Delete the app. Did you turn it off and on? And the best one of them all, sell cars and dollar cost average until you're the main shareholder. Then leverage your new company for a loan, buy as many kilos of cocaine as possible, and then file for bankruptcy. Easy. Anyway, next we have a huge gain by Mac981, who turned 7k to 50k in his first year in the market. As you can see, he didn't have a great start as he lost money in the first 4 months of the year. But then in May everything changed, when he started making more and more money. In October he even made $18,000. He moved to the States last year, and the first thing he stumbled upon in the land of opportunities was the market. Unfortunately, he didn't go into detail about his positions, and all we know is that he traded options. I just hope he can continue making consistent gains and doesn't just lose it all in the next year. Next up we have a huge loss by North Significant Stan. It was nice to know you all. On the all-time chart he's down by 99.99% or $78,381.15, and he's left with $4.82. It just feels so bad that he didn't even go green once. His chart looks like a staircase, falling straight down, then going flat for a bit, and then once again going straight down. I like to think he took a break in those flat periods, but if that's the case, his loss is even worse. Just imagine losing a ton of money, then taking a break, and once you decide to come back, you think you learned from your mistakes, but then you just repeat them. And we can see that he still owns 4 SPY call options with a striking price at $406 and expiration date on December the 19th. Hopefully they recover, but I have a feeling they'll expire worthless. Anyway, next we have a huge gain by Live Learn Play. I did it again, all positions closed, my first 99k trading SPY 0 days till expiry options. Wendy's or Lambo. Today he's up by 136% or $99,648.14, and his account is worth around 172k. Among his positions are 200 SPY puts with a striking price at $405 and 7 SPY puts with a striking price at $410. He only goes heavy on high probability trades. Today was a classic bearish trend day, and he went heavy on the midday consolidation and paid off big time. He also prefers at the money contracts because far out of the money are cheaper, but they tend to lose more value if they're not moving your way instantly. It's all about your risk tolerance really, and he keeps it very simple. The only indicator he uses is VWAP. All other indicators are lagging, so there is no use anyway. He watches the price action closely on Weeble's desktop application and has multiple time frames on SPY, 1 minute for entry, 5 minutes and 15 minutes for confirmation. He also keeps wicks on the site to gauge fear in the market. He's luckily taking out 140k as soon as possible and starting over with 30k. He did this with 37k, so it's all about managing risk and doing high probability trades. Well, that's a smart man, and huge respects to him for finding a strategy that works for him. Next up we have a huge loss by Tough Love 439. He just got 50k personal loan approved, so he's going to get it back. So in 4 days he lost $179,016.69, and he made a genius decision to get a loan just so he can play with the market a bit more. I honestly don't know how he thinks he's going to make money trading with loaned money, when he can't even make a profit trading with his own. Okay, never mind, he actually did make quite huge gains 1 week before his huge loss. He made those gains because he was buying SPY puts with a striking price at $390, $393 and $395, and an expiration date on the same day or 1 day till expiry. So he might have a chance, but I still don't think it's a good idea to trade borrowed money. He already got his loan and he can't wait to play with 0 days till expiry SPY options again. Well, that's one way to mess up your life. Still, I wish him good luck. And last but not least, we have one of the biggest losses I have ever seen. Trader by the name of Eve Maxi 2016 heard you all like loss. What does $3 million do for you? He started the year with $3.9 million. In July his account dropped to as low as 984k, but then it rose a bit to $1 million $1,172,110. And here's what he had to say about it. If you can't ride the waves, then you're in the wrong boat. Any of you that are feeling down, just know there is always someone who has lost more. Good luck y'all, play it smart. So he's been staking ETH since the launch of the beacon chain. Staking locked him up so he couldn't exit during the peak, but he has no regrets. He mined Ethereum in the early days starting in 2016. His cost per ETH ranges between $9 and $120. So his position is still $1.2 million from 10k, so he's not even mad. So this is an insane loss and an insane gain at the same time. Huge respects to him. And if you want to see how this trader made $18,000 in just 15 minutes, click on the video that just popped up. And I just want to thank you guys for helping me reach 400 subscribers. And if you would like to support me, smash the subscribe button as you'll help me out a lot in reaching my new goal of 500 subscribers by the end of this year. If you have any questions or recommendations, leave them in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.